Hi, it's been a while, huh? Um, I just sent an email newsletter out yesterday, and it was about the Sleeping Phoenix, which is what's coming for us as an incarnation cross for the um, global cycles. And I don't want to have anyone think that um, what I shared in that email is what the world is going to experience, huh? It's not. What I shared in that email was really about what we can experience, each individual can experience by experimenting and living life through strategy and authority, huh? I mean, the world's a mess and it's not going to get any better. Truly, it's not. I mean, there's so much happening out there, and we're just 3 years away from 2027. So you can see as we move from 2020 to 2027 how things escalate, how things get more intense. I'm 75. In my lifetime I've not really ever seen so many headlines about the possibility of World War III. And it's true, it's a possibility. You can see it. And so many of the headlines that I see are are really things Ross said way back in 1997 when he first brought out the global incarnation. It's I don't want to paint a rosy picture. I don't want people to think that this is uh, the dawn of a new age, that it's going to be beautiful and that we're all going to be self-aware. And come on, look at the world. Everyone's living from their mind. There's no hope if someone's living life from their mind. All the leaders, everyone's living from their mind. Not everyone, but most people. There's no peace, there's no satisfaction, there's no joy, there's no being present in the now. You can't. I mean, the mind's running the show, and the mind is this or that. You know, it's always divisive. It's always saying this is good, this is bad, this is beautiful, this is ugly. But when you live you, it's not divisive. It's you. There's this thing that happens through strategy and authority where you you return to what is already there. We were born with it, and it's just been covered over. Layers and layers and layers of conditioning, cultural conditioning, family conditioning, ancestral conditioning, peer condition, all of it. It's all conditioning. Our open centers have taken it all in. Our defined centers have not been used correctly, so they're not working right either. So it's important for me to say that what I shared, about what is there as a theme for humanity's evolution is not going to be experienced by everyone. It's not. It's for those who are lucky. I feel really, really lucky. It is that, you know. I have the channel of caring in my chart. And I can say, and people have asked me yes, no about this. I don't care what's happening in the world. And that may sound terrible, but I don't. It's not in my hands. It's not in anyone's hands. This is a huge, huge program at work, and it's unfolding perfectly, horrifically. It's what's meant to be. It was very difficult for me to grasp when Ra would say, no choice, we're not in control. And I thought through living my strategy and honoring my inner authority that I was in control, of something, at least of me. No, I'm not in control of this. You know, my sounds making decisions for this or just taking me along my trajectory. And being able to make those sounds is part of my trajectory. I almost feel like it's all written. But yet, what strategy and authority has given me, even if this trajectory is written, is I'm relaxed in the back seat. I'm relaxed with what is. I'm not trying to change anything. I'm not trying to change all the things in my life that my mind in the past would have wanted different. There's no longer wanting this or wanting that or wishing this would happen or that would happen. And I'm relaxed in the back seat with what's happening in the world. And I remember in the beginning how my mind would say, how can that be? You have the love of humanity. How can you not care? Blah, 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 blah. Well, I don't care. It's happening. I'm not disturbed. Yes, I'm shocked sometimes because, whoa, some of the things that are going on are like really, really intense. And my mind could have never dreamed of such things. Yet I think that's what the key is. The world is always going to be the world. And for some reason, humans really, well, the mind, let's put it this way, the mind of humans wants power and will kill for it, wants control or what they think is control, and they'll kill for it. That's not my story. I have nothing to do with that. I'm here, sitting on my bed talking to you, and nothing else exists. Anything else that exists is just my mind stories. See, this is the secret. The mind has so many stories. The mind has so many judgments about the world, about us, about the people in our lives. But to live life not believing those stories, the stories don't stop. My mind always has a little comment. Stories don't stop. I just don't believe them. I don't get hooked into them. They don't have that hold on me. Such a different life. I mean, I never I never thought that I could be so relaxed inside myself with all that's going on. You know, some of you know that this next workshop next week it's beginning. That it's my last live workshop, and I'm very clear about this. And I know many of you have heard me say that many times before, but yeah, this time it's it. You know, what I've come to see with my own experiment now, it's almost 30 years. Not really. It'll be 30 years in 2027, which I find pretty interesting. But what I've come to see in my own experiment is that there's the life force energy that responds, huh? That's part of my sacral. So, and I have sacral authority. So that's what responds. And then there's my body, which is now 75 years old. And I already felt it on Ibiza when I did the live workshops there. And the exhaustion my body felt. You know, the energy was there, it showed up, but the body took its toll. And, but it was still correct to move forward with these two workshops in Sedona. After the first one, it was really clear, really, really clear how exhausting being live is for this body. Not while it's happening, because then all the energy is moving and whatever's meant to happen in that room happens. I'm not in control. I respond and I'm present, and that's it. So it's always like, okay, we're going there and we're going here. You know, it's like a ride for me and for everyone else. But afterwards is when the body really feels it. And now I see that, and my husband has helped me with this, and some friends, that not just asking me, you know, is it okay to do this? Do you want to do this? Do you have the energy for this? But is this okay for your body? And that's been a little added nuance to my questions that I need, because often I'll go, and then if I'm asked, is it okay for your body? It's So it's interesting what I'm discovering. Perhaps it's because of my age. The body's 75 years old, you know. It's not like it was when it was in the 40s and I was, or you know, I started responding in my 40s. So, you know, and being available. And yeah, so I'm really looking forward to no longer being available in that way, you know, to perhaps do some online workshops with people to help people to live it, but not live. You know, it takes a lot of energy to hold the space, to hold this space. The body puts out a lot. And then, you know, what usually I meet on that first morning or the first day is you just meet the mind, because that's where everyone's coming from. You know, is the mind, and the mind with all its beliefs, all its spiritual beliefs, all its material beliefs, all the beliefs, relationship beliefs, everything. And that can be exhausting. Oh, goodness. Yeah. You know, I love being human. You know, I do not want these spiritual experiences that people that I yearned for, and that I had many, but you know, I wanted to live in one of those spiritual experiences where everything was, and I was hardly in my body, and there was light and all of this stuff. And now it's like, no, I just love being in this form for however long I have, because I'm not this form and I'm not my mind, but I'm in this form for a ride, and I'm enjoying that ride, and I don't care what's happening in the world. It's not going to destroy that. No. Mm-mm. No. And that might sound really cruel, the mind can say, or how can you, and all of these things, but I really don't care. I'm with me. I'm present. I'm here. And all that's going on is not here. And and yeah, to honor this form, this body, not just honor it, but really, I'm grateful to this form. Yeah, it's getting a little old. It's an old vehicle, huh? So the knee and the this and the that. But I'm so grateful to have had this form, because without it, there would not have been this experience. I don't want to live in consciousness. Why come into form? But to live consciousness in form, to be aware. That's really a ride. That's when the ride really gets interesting. Otherwise, there's so much suffering, so much suffering. And yeah, and the other thing that I became very clear about is how long I want to be available, how long it's correct for me to be available. So for online workshops and online gatherings and sessions, just this next year. And then, I just want to live me, be human without the design, um, just be human and not relate everything through um, human design, because I'm already where I am. And, you know, after this year, I know that there's a lot that I have inside that can help others in their journey. I've seen it, in my workshops, in my immersions, in that I've taken in a lot, I've understood a lot, my own process, the process of others, and I am, I responded to either that coming out in videos or in books or whatever. We'll see if the energy shows up, but uh, that will be in my own flow, no time. There's no time unless there's an appointment. There's only now. And for all the emotional people out there who have often emailed me, but I can't make, there's no truth in the now. Yes, for making a decision, but you're present in this now if you're emotional. Everyone's present in this now. No truth in the now is about making a decision, but you are present in this now. You can be in this now. All of us. I mean, that's our birthright. There's nothing else. And it's all there inside us. There's nothing to attain, there's nothing to get. It's almost like, you know, just the the clothes have to fall off, all these costumes in a sense, the spiritual costume, the daughter costume, the mother costume, the father costume, the lover all of this, all the conditioning, just not easy. At times it feels like your skin's being ripped off on this journey, but it's not impossible either. So then you just get naked to your true self and you live life from that. And it doesn't mean life is easy. because life is life. We're in a human form. You know, it's there's health issues, there's people you love die, you know, there's loved ones in war. I mean, that's all part of my life. And there's deep, deep feeling inside for for that happening. And I care for those individuals, but I don't care for the big picture because, wow, this is a huge program at work and we're not in control. We're not, you know, I mean, just looking at it through the eyes of global cycles and you know, just uh, it's it's being lived, you know. Cross of planning is coming down. I really wish for you to really relax in your back seat with all that's happening. And I truly don't know any other way other than honoring the strategy first. And you know, it's truly about waiting for all types. Waiting. If you can't wait, nothing's going to change, nothing's going to transform. Waiting. See what shows up. And then let your inner authority go yes or no to whatever shows up. But this is not the time to be out there being incorrect. Woof. I mean, for me, I feel it's my protection. And honestly, I have become even um, more cautious with my movement because it's like, yeah, there are real landmines out there, but there are so many invisible landmines, you know, and I can feel that, you know, even the decision to return to the States. I mean, we're not settling anywhere. 3 months here, a month there. Each movement has been from, you know, what is correct for this body and my husband's body. It's that basic. These forms, human design, strategy, and authority is all about surrendering to the form, honoring the form. And I can see that. I can see that for myself as this form, this body gets older. I'm more cautious with what it does and where it goes. Um, yeah. Anyway, I actually didn't expect to having this talk with you now, but I had a session scheduled and the person didn't show up, and I was in Zoom, and all of a sudden I started talking. Oh my God, life is so funny how these things happen, you know? What's so interesting is that I had so many wants when I began my experiment, so many wants. And some wants were fulfilled, but mostly not. But the one thing that I keep seeing over and over and over again is I always get what I need. And now My mind doesn't even have wants anymore. Oh, yeah, maybe, a nice latte or, a good dinner somewhere, these simple everyday pleasures of being in a body. But it just is this deep trust that has arisen of I get what I need always, always. And what I found, and I said to my husband just yesterday, what I found with this decision to not do any more live workshops is it was the first time my mind didn't try to worry me about money. It's a big worry out there in the mental plane. And I was really delighted with that. Not that I was going to believe it, but that it always would say, but how are you going to survive? And how will you, and about money, always, always, always. But with this decision, it didn't even have anything to say about how am I going to survive? I'll get what I need, huh? That I know for sure. All right, you guys. I really enjoyed this time with you. You take care. Bye bye.